They're a tough one like that, though.
Oh no, but it just stands them in good stead for a little bit later on when they get into those bigger classes.
Well, I haven't seen the draw for this yet, but we have a really young guy, young Cortez. Is he in this heat? No, he's not. Um, very, very young, and a smallish guy. That doesn't mean that he's. I mean, actually, he's probably more agile than anyone. But you know, again, it just gives puts a little bit too much pressure, I think. So here we go.
Well, Hagen's wee sister was down at the the World Champs. She represented
Yes, Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah, and she's only a wee lass as well, and I think Cortez is a little bit taller than her.
Yeah.
So we're back to the Elanco Junior Woolhandling semi-finals. How do you say that flash name?
It's a beautiful name, isn't it? Azurdi
Azura D.
Paku.
From Masterton.
Yeah, a very long and well-known family name, whānau name down this way. So well done for getting through, because you can almost guarantee that these young ones, this is probably their first time. They've probably never done this before. So, you know, the nerves are elevated. Everything is kind of a little bit more intense than they're used to. So let's see how Azurdi gets on.
Well, the Golden Shears has also a novice event as well.
Yes,
Adia
yes.
Mullen sponsored the novice wool handling, and so these ones are just a tad above those ones, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They've been around for a little bit longer. Look, I just also want to mention all the judges here. Again, a whole lot of volunteers. I see a couple of our South Island colleagues there. Miles Oldershaw, who has been, I think, probably at every single Golden Shears since it started. You know, great team of volunteers who really take this seriously. So, table number 3.
Here's another new name, Kate Taueki
Yes.
from Levin.
Yeah, well, they will be new names because these guys have probably never done this before, or only...
The Golden Shears brings everybody out of the woodwork, doesn't it?
It sure does. Why not? Why not? And I guess that's another thing. How cool, you know, just get out there, give it a go. So if you're sitting at home, this time next year, you know, make yourself a challenge.
Get your butt down here, right?
Absolutely, get into it. Get involved.
Well, if you're in this industry, and it is recognise that this industry is hard, it's tough. You're working out in the boondocks, it's dusty, and at the times not very well good smelling. And this is the only opportunity that we can bring what we learn out in the hills and the boondocks, our skills we learn, and showcase them on this worldwide stage. And we're beaming around the world, so you're going to be a household name if you do well in this business.
Oh, not only that, but it's having that recognition, eh?
Yes.
Really, that recognition of achievement. But if you look down again at these young juniors, you can just sort of feel that they've got some way to go to get that level of organisation. They're doing really well. Young Bianca Hawe, another Wairarapa lady. I guess that's what's kind of cool with Golden Shears here in Masterton. You're a lot closer, a lot more prepared to have a go. Fleeces thrown, well, not that great. They've been, you know, there's quite a bit of bunching, there's some overhang.
Okay, Bianca Hawe of Masterton, she's just, look at that, she's working away, she pulls the leg up there, holds the fleece up there with her leg. She's got 2 arms and 2 legs, and she uses the whole lot, Maven.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. No, she's doing well. And again, just that view of Bianca, see around that crutch, around that undermine, all that short wool has to come out. That short wool that sits in there is all contamination to that fleece wool. So that all needs to be brought through. And again, I think they're doing quite a good job of that as well.
So let's go back to the judging side of it. The judges, in their hands, they've got this electronic Bluetooth machinery, and every time a wool handler makes a mistake, a hiccup, bang, they click it. And we can see it accumulating on the right-hand side of the screen there. See the total points. They're on sheep 3. The time hasn't started till the wool handler, the shearer, switches off the board. So in that board points, that's everything. That's working with the shearer, the throwing of the fleece.
The throwing of the fleece is probably where you can accumulate significant penalties. Any contamination opportunity. So if Chanel here doesn't clean all that wool off the top of her table, she will be penalised.
She's left some wool there, Mose.
She has, and if it's
3 points?
the size of a credit card, that looks like maybe 1, maybe 2. It's hard to gauge, but what a great throw. What a great throw. What a great throw.
From Matoda, down in the deep south, here she is, young Chanel Waihapi. Welcome to the Wairarapa. And I believe those Waihapis are a big family in the shearing and wool handling industry. Round the top of the table she goes. Look at the judge. Her eyes are poking out in her head, Miss Karaitiana. She's looking at it. She's po-faced though, isn't she?
She has to be.
Oh,
she's concentrating.
Look at her.
She's got a job to do.
Yeah, look at her. She's talking to the judges. She crosses over. Another judge comes on. See how they rotate? They rotate the judges, don't they, mate?
The judges rotate so that every competitor gets a fair crack at, at a different judge. If you had one that tended to be just a little bit more stronger or tougher than others, you don't want them the whole time. So it's about ensuring that they have equal time. Now we're into this cleanup, and of course this is really important. If you're not organised and don't have a plan, you're in trouble. But look, they're all pretty much there.
Oh, look at them. They really are juniors, because look at the stage. It's absolutely, that's
there
horrible.
We go. It's not great. It's not great. And
look at it.
Bianca's going, yay.
Hey, we can see the level they're at. Look at the girls on table number 2, Kat. She's exhausted. She's stuffed. She's only done 3 fleeces and she can hardly walk. This is how much effort and everything that's gone into it. That was wonderful, Miles.
Yeah, that was good fun. Well done. Well done, ladies. Well done.
Well done. And I believe we do have one more, So this girl, Paku, on stand number 1. Yeah, we can actually see how the points are just quadrupling, aren't they, as we're coming down.
Yes.
And that's the level. And I believe with technology these days and being able to go back online and view their how they've operated, I believe these wool handlers are just going to become more efficient a lot quicker.
Yeah, no, definitely. And not just the wool handlers, the shearers as well. They've got their families out there with the iPads, taping them, filming them, and then they'll go back and they will review and review and review, pick up their weaknesses, look at where they were maybe a little bit ahead of someone else. So, no, it's not for fun anymore.
Well, we go back to the late 70s and early 80s and the New Zealand Wool Board with Mr. Robin Kidd. And, godfather of the training then, following on from when Godfrey Bowen was there, videotaping was coming into it. They were videoing the shearing. Now we've got it here at our fingertips.
Yeah, no, it's come a long way. Certainly has come a long way. And it was lovely to see Robin Kidd down in Invercargill at the World Shearing Championships. And I hope you're watching, Robin, and if you are, kia ora to you.
Well, he gave me my first break.
Yeah, he did. And he's given a lot of people a first break, and he'll be always well remembered in the shearing, not just shearing actually, but wool handling. Back in the day when Robin was there, wool handlers were the secondary people, if you like, and Robin certainly brought the wool handling fraternity up forward.
Great. Okay, heat number 2 of the Elanco Animal Health Products second semi-finals. Sarah Davis from Rere Whakaitu. Ricky Stevens from Ahuriri, Napier. Crystal Bird from Ekatahuna up there, and Tameka Hema from Te Tairāwhiti. We're a bilingual country, Mavis. I was just telling the folks out there the Māori names from where these people come from.
Yep, cool. So here we go, the last heat of the junior semi-final. So again, younger people, just a younger group, not as experienced. Enthusiasm is to the max, but they'll be driving around on adrenaline right at this very moment. So Sarah Davis from Rere Whakaitu, probably
That's
just
in the
as,
boondocks.
yeah, I was just thinking every time I see that name, I think of the rodeos and the church whānau.
Te Teko in Texas and all those wonderful places. Rere Whakaitu. There's not a lot of sheep around there. There's a lot of dairy cows, but this is a young girl that's come forward. She's made the semi-finals here this morning, Mavis, and good on her. As we watch her and she's preparing herself, these wool handlers should have been here first thing to watch the open class. I think that's why they put the open on first, so the younger competitors can just pick up on things.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea because if these young ones started the day, you know, they come in pretty cold. They haven't perhaps had as much opportunity to hang out and to watch
Mentoring.
the open. But I almost can guarantee that most of these young ones will have someone who is overseeing, who is mentoring them through. Great little throw there, a little bit of overhang at the top, bit of bunching. Looking down the line, not bad, pretty blinking good. Table number 2, what were you going to say?
I think the table number 1, she had the fleece that could have been perfect.
Yeah.
She could have, and it held together perfectly. Ricky Stevens, the triathlete champion, all-round man. We saw his good wife a little earlier on in the junior semi-finals, and this is what it is. See, this guy is an accomplished shearer. Shearers sometimes think they're a little bit better than anything, and they don't bother about wool handling. But the new generation coming through, all these guys are willing to just go through what a wool handler goes through.
Yep, these are the new age shearers.
New age.
We love them.
What generation is this? Generation X, Y, Z or whatever? You got Jimmy Samuels, the fastest speed shearer in the world. He's up there doing the wool handling.
Yep, that's right. And I think it's really healthy that these young men, as you say, don't have that stigma. It's not all about them. It's not all about shearing is the beginning and end. That it is a team effort and that they're prepared to have a go and see just exactly how that is.
I reckon it's great.
Yeah, it is great. Crystal Bird. And like I said before, there's something coming out of Ekatahuna and Pahiatua.
They're hillbillies.
Oh, stop that. You know, the thing is, when you get one who excels, then it sort of becomes a bit of a snowball. And I wonder if that's what's going on there with this Braddock family in particular.
Success rubs off.
Yeah, Alicia Atkinson.
Oh, they're all related. I said they're hillbillies.
Oh, jeez, good.
Well, it's a little
Aroha
town. It's only a little town, so everybody's related, Mavis. So they've all got that DNA running through them. And it's to be a gun wool handler.
Yeah, well, Crystal, I'm glad you can't hear what he's saying because you're doing a great job down there.
She'll be ringing me up later.
Yep, I'm sure. So what you see is they skirt one side of the table and they flip it over. And when they flip that wool over, they're able to just view it to make sure they've got it. We've got here young Tameka Hema, another Ngāti Porauite, so Coastie. Great to see them. There's been some amazing talent come out of the East Coast. But look how she's really just trying to look in all places at once.
The lights might have got her, Mavis. I reckon she's been stunned by the lights.
Possibly, because it does feel a bit bright down there when you're on that stage, especially with the rest of the stadium quite dim. But she's looking. Look at her. She's found that last cheek wool. Now she's back to roll up. She could have tucked that neck wool back in.
Compact and she'll go back and view this, and this will be
a learning.
a good learning curve. She's tucking that wool under nicely, looking for the back leg.
Yep.
See that where the handpiece is there, and then the other one is on where her left hand is. She'll be getting ready. Tuck it, squeeze it, squeeze it tight, lift it. Oh, that's
Nice
a beautiful
throw.
throw.
Nice throw. Good
Beautiful
girl.
throw.
Yep. Some good throws. You can see that these
Oh, well, Tarmac has
fleeces.
got the throw there, Mavis. And
Yeah.
that Crystal Bird, she's the one that got the quality awards last night as well.
She did, but look at her fleece. It's big and bulky.
Oh, it's
There's a lot
messy.
of bulk in there. So that would have been difficult as well. And then you had Ricky. His looked quite fall apart, one of those fall apart ones. Same with up the top end with Jamie. So, you know, each fleece, there is a lot of luck in terms of what comes out of your out of the pen, but it's your ability to cope and handle with whatever is put in front of you. So down the end, we've got young Tamika.
Tamika's doing the business, Mavis.
Yep.
She's already got the broom
She
in
loves the
hand.
bright lights.
She loves the bright lights. She's a nighttime, the lights come on and she's away. She's under the broom there. Now let's see how good she is. She was a good 15 seconds ahead of everybody else. So let's see how far she goes ahead. She should theoretically put her hand up 10 to 15 seconds before anybody else if she's on her game.
If she's on, and you know, again, that's experience.
She
Yay,
is.
good girl.
She is. She's on her game.
Yeah, well done. You can still see, though, with these juniors, you know, the floor not quite as tidy, the board not quite as clean. So it's all experience. Let's go, Crystal.
I think Tamika's done a better job than the last heat, but we can only
Way
call
to
it
go,
like
Ricky.
we see it.
Yes.
Crystal's made Ricky is better than Crystal. Tamika is, oh no, there's a lot more wool up on the stage than you think.
There is. No, great job. What a great job and what a great experience for these young wool handlers. And I guess we just now need to look forward to either seeing them come through again into the final or seeing them next year as they step up.
Well, the floor is a mess.
Yeah.
The floor could have been better.
Yeah, let's get over that. It's done. It's done.
No, but this is all part of the educational, the mātauranga,
the learning.
The learning of everybody.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. Ricky Stevens is.
You know,
oh no, they're still adding
they're
the
still,
points.
yes, but you know, one of the things too, and you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, is that men competitors, especially in the wool handling, they're a little bit physically taller. They're able to lift themselves up over that table for the throw. Sometimes that's not as physically, the women aren't able to kind of lift themselves. That upper body strength.
Well, yeah, I believe I know what you're saying, and there's probably 90% of the women out there wouldn't agree with you, because whatever a man can do, a woman can do.
Oh yeah,
better.
no, we can. We definitely can. No doubt about that.
But we've just witnessed the Open Wool Handling. Primary ITO was the sponsor of that. The Te Puni Kokiri Senior Wool Handling semi-finals. The quarterfinal was the Open. The Junior semi-finals. And we wish all those competitors well as we wait now. The wool is all into the back of the stadium. There's a team of judges there that are just working so hard out there. They haven't had time to lift their heads up. They're just working away at it. And we'll get the best wool handlers to come through for the senior and junior finalists, and then we await the open semi-finalists, and there'll be 8 of those, Mavis.
Cool.
So we'll go back to the stadium. We're going to cut to an ad, and we'd like to thank Noise Productions as we go back to the stadium. Mavis Mullins, you've been a wonderful encyclopedia of knowledge. You have been a winner of the Open Wool Handling. You have been a past president of Golden Shears, and I couldn't think of a better person to sit here. We don't get on sometimes, we talk, but that's good. That's tohe. That's good stuff, and you can't have everybody agreeing on everything. So thank you very much, Mavis.
I agree, Koro, completely.
Cool. Thank you, Toby.
You are such... Trying to write finish.
Flat whites, not flat out.
Carriages, not chaos. Trees, not traffic.